Good afternoon. I pray that you're feeling blessed and highly favored on today. Getting right into things, man. The top 5 most influential rap artists of the past 15 years. So, again, this is a list of the most influential artists. Keyword influence. In other words, who has affected the culture? Who did the streets and the youth want to be like during this time period? Who affected the sound of the streets during this time period? So don't feel played if your favorite rapper don't make the list, or if you feel like somebody actually raps better than somebody that you might see on this list, man. Don't get your panties in a wad. This is just a forewarning. So let's go ahead and get into things. So at number 5, I got Young Thugger motherfucker, aka Thugger. You know what I mean? I kicked it off with Thug because, he is the influence behind that modern sound of using your voice as an instrument. That singing melody, harmonizing and rapping, and actually having the street credibility to back it up. He also introduced a lot of the androgynous behavior into the black culture. He was the first gangster rapper that I recall painting his nails, wearing dresses and shit, doing all this weird stuff, and now it's just full blown. To where popular artists, they do the nails, they wearing dresses, they might be gay, they might not be, man. Who the hell knows? We just know that they talented, and Thug is the forefather of this type of behavior. Look no further for his influence than that of an NBA young boy who, when he first got on, one of the first chains he got was a chain of Young Thug. You know what I mean? And look at how he is upheld in the Atlanta scene, and also who his offspring is. Introducing us to the likes of a Gunna and being synonymous with the little babies and the fashion scene as a whole. Thug one of them ones, man. So free Thugger, he comes in at the number 5 spot. Now number 4, I got Chief Sosa, aka Sosa Baby. You know what I mean? Now I got Sosa here because when he exploded into the scene, he brought a whole new look and sound to the industry and took it by storm. He single-handedly put the spotlight on Chicago and all of the characters there, which in return paved the way for countless YouTubers to become rich off documenting the lives of the Chicago youth. He also popularized the low-budget hood video, also gang banging and self-snitching on wax. He popularized dreads. He paved the way for the Dirks, the King Vons, and for the increasingly popular New York drill genre. Without Chief Sosa, you never have this genre. And so, this all points to the influence of one Chief Keef, so I had to put him in at the number 4 spot. Now, moving on to number 3, I got NBA Youngboy. Had to put on for the youth one time. I have him here in this slot because, easily when I look at the youth, I see him as the voice of the youth right now. Not only musically, but, he arguably is the top artist, and he's had a hell of a run. I see impressionable youth, when he had the little fro. I seen the little fro and the wife beater swag and tight jeans. That's what I saw. And then when he switched it was the braids / dreads, whatever he got, whatever it is, man. It seemed like every time I seen a young nigga, I saw a lot of NBA Youngboy clones, and so this is always the telltale sign to me when I see somebody cloning behavior. Yeah, he got some influence, and I can't discount his influence on the sound of music. He's one of the realest, And now, of course, he's doing a little emo shit. I have to see if they still rocking with him after this. But, over the past 15 years with the young man's influence, it's certainly undeniable. Now, moving on to the number 2 spot, I got Lil Wayne, aka Weezy F Baby. You dig? Now, Wayne probably has had one of the longest lyrical runs in the history of hip hop, and has reinvented himself time and time again. But for the purposes of this conversation, I'm excluding the Hot Boy era, so we're gonna probably go from the Carter 2 and up, roughly, up until the mixtape era, which propelled him to the best rapper alive status, till he actually brought to the world the likes of a Drake, a Nicki Minaj, a Young Money. These contributions, they speak for themselves. These are his offspring, and they literally have a chokehold on the music industry to this day. Then you look at the fashion influence. I know for sure that Wayne probably influenced more Bloods than T. Rogers in the game combined. Wayne, on top of that, as far as he really put on for the flag. He put on for the red flag, and even if he was a studio gangster, he screamed it on every song and actually popularized it, and had countless legions of black men wanting to join, get down with the Suwoo gang. And if you ain't with it, then you're in the food chain. Yeah, no. Turned around and introduced the skateboard culture to the black community. Had niggas rocking truck fit, and of course, he's still relevant and recognized to this day as a legend. You know, Wayne, Wayne is really him. You know, so, and let's not forget, overall, the popular junkie style of music that comes from Wayne every day. You know, or pardon me, everybody popping pills, syrup, the whole culture just zooted, and you can literally hear it in the music. It's junkie style music, and all of this is from the influence of one Lil Wayne. Now, before I go to the top spot, man, I had to give some honorable mentions. I wanted to throw Kanye in here, man, but you know, over the past 15 years musically, I haven't really seen Kanye influencing the youth like that, or you know, more so the hip-hop scene. He's trying to transcend it into a global icon, you know, as far as with this brand and everything like that. So that's why he was left off of the list. And also for honorable mentions, Future Hendrix on there, man. I wanted to squeeze Future Hendrix in this motherfucker because he definitely had a profound impact on the culture, but in the top 5, I couldn't see me taking nobody else off to put Future on. You know what I mean? But he definitely in the mix. If I had he's a close 6 for sure, for sure. You know, shout out to Future Hendrix. But at the number 1 spot, I got Gucci Mane LaFleur, aka Guwop, Goowizzle. Yeah. Now that may shock you, but you know, if you're familiar with the streets and what they was bumping, and you familiar with who all the relevant artists' favorite rapper actually was at some point in their life, is none other than Gucci. You know, even to this day, you got the Young Lottos, the Chief Keefs, who he actually signed. You got Young Boy, who felt like Gucci Man in 2006. You know, and that's just off the top of the head. But there's countless people in interviews. They all, man, Gucci, man, influenced me, man. The mixtape Gucci, he the one had me jumping on the track, saying whatever I wanted to say, man. Just being an artist on that mud, just talking crazy, you know, and putting that street shit down. You dig? And then not only that, but you have him listed as probably the best A&R in the business, in the game history. You know, he done brought us the likes of a Young Thug, the Young Scooters, the Pee Wee Longways, the Waka Flockas, the Juice Man, and literally, he wrote the street blueprint for how niggas was moving for a good 5 years in the community. You know, we can't forget Yo Gotti. I'm familiar with Yo Gotti due to him being featured on the Gucci Man DVDs, to where it was like, dang, okay, I like this nigga. Then he kind of came along as Gucci partner. He had him on the Chicken Talks, and then they did a mixtape together. That definition of a G mixtape. You know, I'm going back in them archives now. Y'all don't know nothing about this. All the young niggas, y'all like, damn, Gucci and Gotti used to be cool. Yeah, they did, man, and they was dropping some heat too. But mixtape Gucci is only rivaled by Lil Wayne, in my opinion. He actually might have Wayne when it comes down to the entire mixtape catalog, you know, because Wayne had a few tapes where he was just going crazy, killing everybody, killing everybody's songs. But Gucci actually had original music on his, man. He wasn't remixing nobody's songs. He was just jumping on that, dropping street banger after street banger. He got a good 7 to 10 classic tapes, man. It's really ridiculous. And to this day, he's still introducing us to new talent out the ass, such as a Pooh Shiesty, a Big Scar, Fujiano. Hell of a team, man. He stay putting together a hell of a team, but they never really pop how they supposed to. Well, some of them do, but then some of them don't. You know, in this particular case, this whole new squad that he put on, they all in jail. Or, Big Scar, he actually passed, RIP to Big Scar, but, you know, he definitely got the eye for the talent. And the list goes on. It goes on, and with everything that he has introduced to us musically, and on top of that, his musical run that he had, hip hop always gonna start in the streets, and for the longest, he was the streets musical representation across the board. So, in my opinion, he gets that #1 spot. And again, this is the Just Trill Media list of most influential rappers of the past 15 years. Y'all jump in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about the list, whether y'all disagree or agree. Over everything else, be blessed.